Breaking this morning, a surging death toll, the urgent search for survivors, including dozens of Americans, and frankly, the struggle to get information from the cataclysmic flash flood disaster on the Nepal-China border. We are getting new video in just this morning.
Oh my God, Mario.
You can see construction workers just fleeing the torrent of water moving toward them. Then there was this video from the border crossing. This was the first video we saw, that wall of water just sweeping buildings away in just seconds. The death toll has now, the official death toll, I should say, has jumped to at least 270 people. That is almost certain to rise. There are 1,300 missing, including at least 700 foreigners. And every time we say at least, we mean that. There could be far, far more. At least 65 Americans are unaccounted for this morning. Entire villages have been buried in several feet of mud. Rescuers are racing to reach survivors before rain hits the region today. The likely cause of all of this, a huge chunk of glacier, right? The beginning of that first arrow just snapped off the side of a mountain. It was thousands of feet long. It fell thousands of feet, and the sheer force of that pulverized all the rock and ice and debris into the catastrophic flow that tore through the river valleys. That tip of that arrow at the beginning, that is that border crossing where that wall of water crashed through that we've now seen so many times. We want to get right to CNN. I should note, we have Hanako Montgomery, our reporter, racing to get to the scene. But as you can imagine, it is super difficult to move through Nepal right now. In the meantime, Gage Goulding standing by for us to give us the latest on everything we're learning. Gage.
You know, I want to start with this. This was a quote that really hit me hard, and I'm going to read it. It's from a scientist that was talking about that giant piece of glacier there, John. They described the amount of water as a gobsmackingly unbelievable amount of water. I don't think I've ever heard that adjective to describe an amount of water, and I think that is appropriate. Whenever you look at the video of that border crossing and you see a multi-story building just absolutely wiped away, effortlessly by Mother Nature, gobsmackingly unbelievable amount of water, I think is probably the most appropriate definition. And John, you were talking about the number of those that are confirmed dead and the number of those missing. That number is going to continue to climb. Right now, 270 dead, more than 1,300 missing. Of those is a group of 77 foreigners, including 22 Americans. That is the largest concentration in one single group of Americans that were going to Mount Kailash. This is a time of year where there's annual pilgrimages up and down this area. There's another group, 100+ Indian travelers. They're missing as well. So there's these pockets of people where, you know, there is still hope, right? There's a lot of hope that people are holding out, that maybe they're just off the beaten path. Maybe we haven't been able to find them yet. But there's also the realization when you see these videos in, you know, today's day and age where it's immediately posted on social media, you have to wonder, I mean, this is an insane amount of water, a force that you'd wonder how could anybody survive this. So what I'm saying is for family members of those that are just waiting, it's as the days have now been passing, it just makes you wonder, what is the answer going to be? I want to pull up a little bit of an interview with one of those family members. That's the reality right now, trying to find out and waiting for any glimpse of hope.
I am positive. I am hoping they have escaped the flash flood and they are somewhere where the network is out of reach, and then there is no connectivity. That's my hope.
And this is not just impacting one area. Yes, the actual physical impact there in Nepal on the border with China, but this is impacting families in 30+ different countries. Truly a worldwide catastrophe playing out in Nepal right now. And a lot of us, you know, are still trying to process exactly how does this happen? How does this much water get shoved down a river all at once? And, you know, you were talking, John, about the piece of glacier that fell off there. It was falling about 7,000 feet from the mountainside, from what we were being told. And the glacier itself was or I should say the chunk that fell off, was over a half a mile wide, if you will. Now, of course, these are all approximations, but it was enough to trigger what would equate to a 5.2 magnitude earthquake. That's according to the USGS. And originally, that's what everybody thought, was there was an earthquake that caused this. But in reality, it was indeed this piece of glacier falling off and creating a scene that I don't even think I've ever even seen in a movie.
All right, Gage Goulding for us, doing a great job explaining what happened. Gage, stand by, because I want to show people again. This was the glacier. The glacier, which was thousands of feet long. It fell 7,000 feet, crashed into the valley, pulverized itself into water and debris, and then rushed downriver. This area right here is that border crossing, right? That point right there, that border crossing where we've seen this horrific video of things just being swept away. You can see the force of that. I want to give you also just a sense of the destruction. This is a picture downstream of one of the river valleys. This is the before, but take a look here. I want you to keep your eyes up here. Oops, I just jumped forward there. At that area up there, right there, and right here. And just watch as we slide through. And that whole area I just described there, it's gone. It's gone, swept away. Whatever houses or buildings were there, gone. Whatever housings or buildings here, simply gone as well. You can see again, look at all the structures at the side of this before. And I have to see where this is here, and then slide here. Oh, that was the after. This is before. So you can see what it's like before and just how much space has been taken over by the mud and the debris after. Just simply devastating. One more video I'll show you again. We saw this the other day, but these are those buses, right? We saw those buses sitting there. Just watch what happened as the water moved through. Just simply took them away, pushed them through that city and really leaving nothing more in its wake. We're going to have much more from the scene. Our reporter is racing to get on location. In the meantime, let's go to Sarah.